Hi, this is Coach Sean, the Realtor, going above and beyond to help you find your dream home. The aim of all the videos I do is to educate you in the home buying process so that you can make an informative decision on one of the hugest investments that you'll make, which is buying a home. Today, I want to kind of take a moment and I want to talk about what happens after my contract is accepted. What happens after my contract is accepted? Again, I try to do one of these videos a week. If you are watching for the first time, please like and subscribe to my video. If you're on my Facebook page, please like it on my Facebook page. I do ask that you help me to get out pertinent information to you by emailing me. You'll see my information, or inboxing me on Facebook, or writing on YouTube, even beneath in the comments, so I don't know how I can kind of serve you better. And so again, today I want to take a moment and just talk for a little bit about what happens after my contract gets accepted. If you've done any research in this market, you recognize it is very competitive. You recognize that supply for houses is very low, but demand is high. And so this is a seller's market where, I say it all the time, homes are going at or above asking price, multiple bids. And you have to be strategic in that and how you're getting in your home. We've talked about that. You can kind of search some of my videos that'll speak to you about some of that. But now I want to deal with, I have won a multiple offer situation. They accepted my contract. And even in the contract process, when you're making offers, I want you to understand too that it's going to be negotiation. You can make an offer for one price, they can counter. You can come back and you can counter until there's a meeting, what they call the meeting of the minds, when we come together and all of a sudden now we have come to an agreement, and now we're at the point where we've got a contract. It's been accepted in what's called fully executed. It's been signed by both sides, and all of a sudden now it's been fully executed. And so now one of the first things that have to happen is time is of essence. And so you have a few things that is very important, because once you get your contract accepted, typically 2 to 3 days from that, you have to give what's called earnest money. Earnest money is typically 1%, at least 1% of the purchase price. Depending on where it is, it could be $1,000 to $5,000, depending on the situation. And earnest money just shows that kind of you are interested and you're showing that you're really serious about it. It's like the engagement ring. When there's a proposal and you give the engagement ring, it's a showing of commitment that I'm in this thing for the long haul. It has to be in certified funds. Typically it's in a cashier's check, typically, that is happening. And so once you enter into that, you enter in what's called the option period. The option period is that time where you actually begin to do your due diligence on the property. So the thing I always recommend for anyone is, one of the things you should have done within that option period, and there are time constraints, typically 5 days, but it can be extended depending on how it's negotiated, is one of the things you want to do is get an inspection. Once you get that inspection, you'll have typically, again, from the contract until the inspection, 5 days to get that inspection, and also get the inspection report and begin to look at some of the things that are actually out there and some of the things that you see are going on, and figure out during this inspection period, after you see the report, kind of some of the findings that are found, and elect to either decide, I want to move forward and buy this property. Or if there are some things that are major that you can work with your agent on and looking at, that you feel like, I don't know if I want to do this, you can back out of it and get your earnest money back. If you don't use an inspector, if you back out, you may not get your earnest money back. But also the other factor in the inspection period is you can negotiate repairs. So your agent can help you look at this and look at certain things and see, is this something that's major? Is this something that's cosmetic? Is this just maintenance? And then you can begin to look at it and begin to figure out, okay, from here, where do we want to go? Then you go back and you negotiate. And you can negotiate repairs. You negotiate those things back and forth until you come to a meeting of the minds. Another thing that's going to happen from your lender in the process afterwards, even though this is your due diligence process, you also have what's called an attorney review. I advise people to have an attorney. Your attorney can review the contract. Typically, things can be revised except the purchase price. So your attorney can review that particular contract, see some of the parameters are in there within that due diligence or option period, and begin to look and see if there's something that they saw in there that was not right. If there's some legalities. So it's really important that you have them there. The other thing all of a sudden now is that your information and your loan goes into underwriting. You're going to have to begin to give, if your loan officer needs more paperwork and if they need to verify different things, they're doing due diligence going into underwriting to make sure that your loan is legit and that you're not a huge risk, but that it can go out and you can get the things you're supposed to have. In the midst of that, while in the underwriting process, you're also going to get an appraisal because they want to make sure this property appraises at the right value. So you'll get an appraisal that'll come out. And so you have all these different things that are going on from contract, and you're negotiating back and forth. You know, if the appraisal comes in and it's not right, if you put in if you put an offer in for $125,000, but the appraisal comes back and it's lower, or then all of a sudden now you're gonna have to come back to the table and figure out if I'm gonna pay the difference. If it was $123,000, I'm gonna pay that $2,000 more, or are we gonna negotiate again? So everything is negotiable, and it's a process that you go through. That you'll have counsel from your agent, you'll have counsel from your you have counsel from your attorney, and things that you can go back and forth from. I do like to make sure that people understand that in this process there are 3 out-of-pocket expenses. The inspector is an out-of-pocket expense. Your attorney is an out-of-pocket expense. The appraisal, which your lender will order, is typically an out-of-pocket expense. Once you've gotten these things in line, you've gotten the inspection, you've went back and you've gotten the information you needed, and you've negotiated repairs if you needed any. You have gotten your attorney, they've done the attorney review, you've gotten the appraisal, it came back favorable, or if it did not, you came away where you all could come together and compromise and have a meeting of the minds. Then your lender have done the underwriting, you get what's called a clear to close. And the words you want to hear from your lender, and the words you want to hear, those 3 words you want to hear are music to the buyer's ears, the seller's ears, the agent's ears. We call it CTC, clear to close. It means you've gotten all the documents to the title company. It means they begin to deliver you a closing disclosure of itemized things of how much things are going to cost. And all of a sudden now you get the settlement statement, which you should get 3 days prior to closing from your loan officer, and all that information. Then you're clear to close. So this is just some of the process that you go through. Your agent can guide you. Again, if you are looking to purchase a home, I would love to assist you. If you are looking to sell your home, this is a time where homes are going at or above purchase price. So this is the opportunity if you're looking for that. I am Coach Sean the Realtor, going above and beyond to help you find your dream home. I am excited to be able to serve you and assist you. And thank you so much for watching this video. And as always, God bless.